How goes it, you beautiful people? Superbad Dampierre is the name. Spinning a story is the game. And today is part 2 of when being a bored kid got me into a bunch of trouble. So, they send us off to juvie, handcuffs and all, like a couple of animals. Me and my Wody, every time we see each other, all we can do is smile, cause we got caught. My efforts is in trouble now. So, we fall into place there. They throw me in I think I had like a nice sized little cell. It was a room, no bars or nothing, like a solid room with a freaking solid door. I was anticipating communal showers, cause you know how that goes. You think everybody showers together, so I was telling myself, I'm just gonna have a stinking ass because I'm not showering with a bunch of dudes I don't know. But that was not the case, lucky for me. The underwear they gave us did indeed have piss and shit stains on them. None of it was a pleasant experience, to say the least. So I'm just in that room, bored out of my mind for day after day. But I did meet some interested fellows. And for some reason, the biggest guy there called me his son. I don't know why. That isn't the first time that's happened when I was a kid. But I fell into it. Yeah. Sure, Pops. Sure. I was thinking if somebody tried me, his big ass might keep me safe. So you know how that goes. Let me play that field. But he was a cool guy. A lot of the other kids there were pretty decent. One was, like 16. He was talking about how he had a deflated lung because his cousin stabbed him in his back. At 16, it's crazy. Another guy, he was arrested for weapons. I want to say he was my age. I think he was 14, but he was telling us how they arrested him with a sawed-off in his book bag and like 2 pistols, and I just could not for the life of me believe it. I couldn't believe it. So I told him he was a liar, and he got mad. How you gonna tell me I'm lying? So I told him plain and simple, you're 14. How the fuck are you gonna get guns, man? How you just gonna get guns? I've never seen a 14-year-old just have guns. Meanwhile, I had a sibling that did the same type of shit. So I should have realized that it was possible. But he was offended. I was offended. So he wanted to fight. It was a very toxic environment. But it taught me how to toughen up and to stop being a punk. Because at that point in my life, I cried at the simplest things. Talk about my mom, I cry. Talk about my dad, I cry. Call me names, I might cry. But after that, dealing with those people and getting into that mess absolutely toughened me up. Nowadays, I'll only cry during tragic, tragic events. And that's sometimes. Anyway, so we're there every day. And every day it feels so monotonous. It's the same thing. They wake us up super early. We go out. I don't think we watch TV. I think we watched one movie in the month and a half that I was there. They rewarded us with like one movie. And during that, the dang officer that was working over us was basically calling everybody stupid. Like, do you guys even know what Einstein's theory of relativity is? And everybody's just like, what is that? Luckily I watched a lot of TV, played a lot of games and stuff. I was a little smart on like things that people don't really talk about. How it's different levels of like intelligence. I was one of those guys that just knew, I just knew weird things that people just didn't pay too much attention to. So I told him, ain't it E equals MC squared? He's like, yeah, Mark, you know what? What are you doing here? I guess that made him think I was intelligent enough to not deserve to be there. Cause he started, having to sit down with me, telling me, I shouldn't be doing this stuff and I should get out, change for the better. Technically, he wasn't wrong. But, he was kind of a douche beforehand, so I took his words with a grain of salt. But not all the officers were bad. There was one. He was a bit of a nerd. I liked him. He would bring me the good books. So when I was in there, I'd have nothing to read. So I'd read Goosebumps and stuff because I like fiction. Am I saying that right? Fiction? Is that the one that's made up? You know what? Somebody watching this, tell me in the comments so I'll know. I don't want to Google it. Now, he brought the good books. He brought me a big 600, 700 page book about a drow named Drizzt Do'Urden. If you know who that is, you're a goat, an absolute goat, and you deserve all the best things in your life. But the reason I can't really give you too much of a chronologically timed series of events is because all the days in there just feel like just one big mess. They all just bleed into each other. It's all the same thing with little crappy events scattered around. Maybe a few good things. Fried Bologna Day was the best day. But outside of that, it was just all the same thing. It was terrible. And I would absolutely not recommend it to anyone with common sense. Unless you're an animal and you deserve to be locked up, then you should be locked up. But I remember going to a trial date a month in, and that's when I saw the superintendent of the school district. And I remember her name and her face to this day. She told them to give me juvenile life. That means, if you don't know, from the age that I was at, 14, until I was 21, is how long they would keep me locked up. And she pleaded hard for that, but luckily I wasn't too much of a bad kid. I was just a bored kid. So like my scout troop leaders, because I was in Boy Scouts, they came up, they vouched for me. My family members vouched for me. I had a fair amount of people vouch for me. So I think that really helped in my favor. And we had a dang decent lawyer, because I wasn't the only one in my family to be a troublemaker. Now, during that court meeting, they sent my Woody home. I think he had a better lawyer, because they sent him home with the swiftness. And they sent me back. But I think it's because I almost got into that fight with that other boy. Honestly, I think that really tied into it a lot. If you're wondering, I did not have to fight him. I managed to calm that down and put all my anger and aggression at an employee who kind of just tossed us in the cell and talked shit about us the whole time like we were a bunch of animals. So I managed to get out of that situation without getting my ass whooped because I couldn't fight back then. But here I am, back in this fucking place. I think I spent that night crying. Then after that, I absolutely did not cry again. I just chilled out, stopped really talking to people. I think that time alone in there really helped me become more introverted. Like, I feel like I was introverted, but that really put the icing on the cake. And ever since then, to this day, I just don't really have the desire to communicate unless I want to. But I usually communicate if someone stands out enough. I like interesting people. So please, be interesting people. We like that. So after about that, another week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I got another court hearing, and somehow my lawyer managed to get them to drop the burglary charge. They kept I want to call it like a domestic terrorism charge or something. But they kept that. But if I stayed out of trouble and got through my probation, they would remove it off my record because I was a minor. So they let me home that day, and the first thing I did was got some McDonald's and slept in my bed. But that all was a lesson, because all it took was just one dumb experience, and it caused me so much mental turmoil. Because being alone in that place, having people tell you when to wake up, when to wash your ass, what you can and can't do, is so taxing mentally, especially when you have a free spirit. Like when you're one of those people that just have to live life your way, being dominated by people is like the worst thing you can experience. And I just don't recommend that to anybody, especially when you're young. You know, it's fun and games in that moment, especially when you're bored, but it's always consequences to all your actions. And never forget that. You people stay beautiful, stay safe, stay bloody.